Hopefully it doesn't go out in the middle of this video. So this week's video is focused on the still being behind schedule, 3 weeks behind schedule, now running 4 weeks behind schedule because we're still at electricity at this point in time. The electrician is still working. So my contractor was like, look, we're going to continue to work forward and these are certain things that we can do. So we started laying tile for the kitchen, the 2 bathrooms on the 2nd level. And so that's what they've been doing because they're like, look, we're so significantly behind schedule that my contractor, the main contractor, was like, I'm not trying to get married to a job because the quicker they come in, the quicker they can leave and then take on other jobs, especially high dollar value jobs, because there's so much work that people are doing right now in the area. I go across the way to the, what is that place called? The apartment. They did start laying a tile. So this is the tile. It has like a kind of almost a pink undertone, kind of pink gray undertone, which I actually really love. And I swore I was not going to do a marble look, but here I am doing marble. So anyways, they have the floor covered up temporarily with extra drywall and stuff like that. So I actually have a plastic drop cloth. I'm going to cover this area at least with that. And then I'm going to go and get ram board. What is it, like cardboard? It's thicker and then they can walk on because I don't want this to break apart and then get in between my grout lines like it has done around the entire rest of the house. Okay, without further ado, here we go. Everybody's home, everybody's teleworking. So contracting wise, people are making a killing in the area. So that is essentially what's happening right now. Another thing that I would advise people to do when you're doing a bathroom remodel, and let's say you're doing a complete gut, the first thing that you should buy is your fixtures. You probably think that I'm absolutely crazy, especially when it comes down to shower and your bathtub fixtures, because there is a piece that actually and is a part of the kit that has to go behind the wall. And so you have to provide that to your contractor so that they can put that behind the wall and have that all plumbed in, roughed in as a part of the plumbing. Make sure you do that. Pick your finishings out. So if you know you want to go copper, if you want to go gold, brass, silver, stainless steel, make those decisions very early so that you can buy what you need in order to go into your bathroom so that they can put that one piece behind the wall. So that's what occurred this week in regards to the plumbing aspect. So they started refinishing the whole entire, well, refinishing the floors. They laid down the, there's this like concrete kind of board, but apparently it does not, you know, mildew and mold. So they put that on the walls and then also on the floor, excuse me, put it on the floors of the bathrooms and on the walls of the shower. Another thing that I ended up doing is I went shopping this week in order to find my shower door. And I particularly need a shower door that slides, kind of like a barn door. And I can't have anything that swings open because of tight dimensions and spaces of both of the bathrooms. And so I went to a local place here and I was really excited, and they specialize in custom work and also like you can just buy things like straight off of the floor models. They told me for each of my shower doors, there was only one vendor that made brass finishings because that's the finishings that I want to use, and it was going to be $2,000 per shower door without install. Needless to say, I had to look at other options because my budget for both shower doors was $2,500, both of them, and the installation I obviously can't cover that with $2,500, but I didn't realize that I was going to do a sliding shower door and not the one that's framed in. I'm doing a frameless one, so it's like all glass from top to bottom. So that costs a little bit more. I end up going to Lowe's, like Googling online and looking on Lowe's, and end up finding the exact same brand and model that I wanted at Lowe's. Build.com also has it, but I end up finding that Lowe's, and the great thing that comes with it is because they have the installation, they hire local contractors to do the install. And so once they're done with the shower, the guys can come out, do the measurements, and then do the shower install for me. So the shower doors each were, let me look at my, why is it all in the back? So the shower doors that I want, one was $1,169. So that's one. Way less than $2,000. You know what I'm saying? That's $900 less. And the other one that I wanted was $639. That was for the hall bathroom. So it's much smaller too. So I don't understand why it was $2,000 from that one place when I was able to find a shower door for $639 and the other one for $1,163. So I thought that was a little bit ridiculous, but sometimes you just got to do your research, and I didn't expect to go to a big box store and get a better deal as opposed to using local businesses, because that's what I always try to do. I try to give local businesses first priority, and then you know whatever happens last. Another thing as far as plumbing goes this week, the back apartments, I ended up hiring a separate plumber than the plumber that I had on the main house. And the reason why is because I thought by doing that I wouldn't run behind schedule. I just never knew that I needed to hire 2 separate electricians, so I didn't run behind schedule. So anywho, with the plumber, I ended up hiring him to come out to do, he ended up redoing all of the plumbing for both apartments. Because when he got in there, he was just like, look, you have a mixture of everything. You have galvanized, you have copper, you have everything. And I didn't have PEX pipes in there, but he was like, you have too much stuff that's like kind of pieced together and it's just not continuous. So he ended up stripping out all of the plumbing, and being that we already gutted the bathrooms, both of the bathrooms completely, it was much easier for him to do his job. And so his original quote for me was $5,500 in order to redo all the plumbing in the back apartments, to include putting a shutoff valve, because we had a leak on the upstairs apartment and we didn't know where the shutoff valve was at all on the property. So we ended up having to shut the whole entire property off at the main. So that included the main house as well as the apartment. So one of the biggest things that I needed him to put in a shutoff valve for the apartments, one for the top, one for the bottom, and one for the apartments completely, so that if anything happened in the future, then we could just shut it off. Another thing that he ended up doing, I bought a tankless water heater. So I love tankless hot water heaters. I don't know why it took it so long to get that out, but I had one in California. Tankless water heaters, they don't use a whole bunch of energy and power to reheat all of the water, because in a tanked water heater, they heat all of that water even if you're at home or if you're gone. It's always reheating the water. Tankless hot water heater is like water on demand, hot water on demand. So it only heats the water that you consume and you use. You definitely need gas in order. I would highly suggest utilizing a gas tankless hot water heater. There are electrical versions of it, but I haven't heard really great reviews from the electrical ones. So that will be my suggestion, is to get a tankless gas hot water heater. Highly suggested. But like in California, my parents, it was me, my parents, and my best friend all staying at my house. We took showers in the morning right behind each other, and everyone had hot water. Like, I mean, not right behind each other. I woke up way earlier than everybody else because I had to go to work, but or school, work, whatever. Anyways, my job paid for me to get my master's, so that's the reason why I was like, work, school, whatever. And then my best friend, she would get up too, take me to school, and then my parents would go work out in the morning, and my best friend would take a shower or whatever. But anyways, everyone would take showers in the morning, and we never had an issue with not having hot water. You always had hot water, and I only had one bathroom in California. So that's that. So anyways, with the apartments, I wanted a tankless hot water heater to service both of the apartments, because there was a tanked hot water heater that was in a closet that I actually wanted to change into a laundry room. I figured that would be a better use for that space instead of a hot water taking it up. So the great thing is that I bought an outdoor unit. We mounted it on the back of the house. They ran the line around the house to the back, and they hooked it up. And I also got a shelf valve back there as well. So that was a huge thing. And then they redid all of the plumbing inside the house and put all new PEX pipes in. That's the new plumbing standard, is to use the plastic, because like galvanized pipes, it rots. Essentially, it accumulates a lot of crud from the inside out. Clay pipes, they fall apart. Obviously, we know that. And whether pipes, that they're copper pipes, are actually work very well. Without further ado, that concludes this week's projects. Subscribe and like.